Hello, it's Gamer Inspired here, and welcome back to another OpenTTD episode. I thought I'll just jump straight into it this time, so here we go. So, as you can see, just starting off, having a look around, doing some bit of management here and there, making sure everything's got the right amount of, amount of trains working going to that station. Because you need to keep the rating up. If you keep the rating up, the mine or whatever will, generally try and produce more to try and keep up. So I'm just going around making sure everything's working, and I find this weird thing where a train will go through the main station and don't it won't drop off its goods, and it'll just go straight to the to be serviced and then go back round. So I think I spent like half an hour trying to work this out, and trying to get it just right so it works properly. So again, I'm sorry if the train when I'm fast forwarding, you might see the trains jump a bit. That's because the fast forward actually it basically accelerates the game as fast as it possibly can, due to computer specs, and because I'm recording, it kind of jumps around a bit. So here you see me trying to go back and forth, trying to unload what it has, and I just like I see it, I got it there, but it's like I couldn't get it to just it baffled me because it dropped off only a tiny bit of what it had, and it was just really annoying me. So I went, okay, fine, and then I'll add a turnaround point because otherwise the train has to go all the way to the station if it was to turn around for whatever reason. So here's me just adding a bit more track in here, just so then the trains don't have to go all the way to that station to the left and back round. It can just go through here, round the go back onto the line, come back, and it'll be all fine. So here's me realizing actually I missed a signal last time, so the trains were at some other stations couldn't actually go until the train had finished leaving the line, so I went and added that in as well. And it's just a bit more fast forwarding, and then I went, okay, I'll go look at the settings. I wonder what because I'm still having this issue where the trains won't drop their call off. So maybe it's the servicing stuff, so I'm going around looking for how long until they service again. Each train has it, but by default I can change it. So here's me checking it, and I eventually find it, and I'm like, this is intriguing. So I'm going to mess around with the actual trains and see if I can see what's there. Um, in the end, I just don't bother. I know there's gonna be better trains out soon, so at this point I'm like, okay, maybe I need a better train. So I go and have a look at what trains are available, see if anything's better. So yeah, so I go and replace all the current trains with a new train, which has got better, and then I realise, oh, there's diesel out now. So I don't tend to bother with diesel until they get a bit better. At the end of the episode, you'll see me getting diesel because it's I needed something better. So here's me going to setting, making see if I can find the settings again for actual servicing bits, and it's like maybe it's an option. So I'm just testing it again, and it just seems to be happening all the time. Well, 50% of the time, it, I literally did spend like half an hour trying to get it to work. So eventually all trains swapped around. I go and stop it from replacing them, and yeah, just let this continue for a bit. Still checking, and it's like, yep, that's definitely not working. Go and check the value because each one, I want to see the value of each truck or wagon. So I just continue going around. Again, so I was like, fine, I'll try this. I'll do and change all the orders to be a non-stop too, so they won't stop anywhere else until they get to there. Like they'll go and pick up the coal, and then they won't stop until they get to the um station. So I spent quite a while doing this, going for each one. So yeah, it takes a little bit. Even at 4 times normal speed, it still takes a while. Even though I haven't got that many trains. If I have to go and change an order later on, when I have like 100 trains, it's gonna take ages. So here's me just watching again, making see if that works, and it's obvious it doesn't work still. So yeah. So I decided I'll see if I can add another track in. So I'm working out the best way to add in a service, another couple of servicing places. So here's me adding bits of track in. Um, So yeah, I'm adding this in, and then I'm like having a little quick think about what I'm going to actually do. Um, so yeah, here's me just thinking, and I'm like, fine. If I move this back, so I go in it, I move this back in here. So I move that back. So it's the same thing. It's just moved one away, and then I go and put them here. So that's me thinking, okay, if I put them here, everything works out well. Um, spent quite a while jiggling this around, trying to get it to work. No, work out. Oh, that's train's waiting because it's on the same track and it's being funny. So I go and add them in, and I realise actually these signals are better, but I'll just stick, for consistency's sake, I'll stick with the other ones. So I'm, putting more in here and there, and actually no, sod it. I can if I just do that, have them linked together like that, and put them down. Okay, I'm checking stuff out. Looking at the new train that came in, because new trains, diesel, so waiting for a diesel to be like 96%. Like, okay, I'll put them in here. And at this point, I'm like, wait, yeah, I could just do that. I'll go and remove all the bits here and there. And then I realised a lot of trains end up waiting. I don't know when I do this, I can't quite remember. So yeah, I finished this bit off, but I realised a lot of trains end up waiting at the station for the trains to get off the little fork bit split off. So I ended up going and moving that one towards the station. And you'll see what I mean by here. Like, here we go. So I've just moved everything down one, just so then the trains have to wait less, and it's a lot quicker in the end. And then move signals around a bit more, and also the surfacing bit looks a bit nicer. So yep, I'm going to check all the stations again, making sure they've got all the best rating possible, because more money. Doesn't affect money directly, it just means they're more likely to go and increase the amount they give. So I'm like thinking, fine, I'm at this point where I need to go and add some more coal in. What I'm getting here is quite a nice amount, but me being me, I need more. So I'm just like, okay, I'll put them up there just to make sure I understand that I'm going to continue that way. And then I go, okay, I'll just add this bit. I was wondering what's happened here because like I dragged it out and it didn't do anything. So I'm like, interesting. And I realised I didn't put it far enough back. So I'll do that, and I realise, oh dear, it's in the wrong place. Bugger. Um, so I get this bit where the recording freezes for a little bit. I'm not entirely sure how long it freezes for. It's the first time I'm actually going through it because I was like, fresher. If I watch it and then I'm going through it again, quite on hand. So for some reason, something on my computer must have started happening. So this happens. But you don't end up missing much. It's just you're going through little bits. It's just this little tiny section here. So you get to this bit here where it actually unfreezes. I'm no idea what happened. I could have gone back and record it, but it took me a while to get here. So you didn't miss much. You just missed me putting the station in and working out where it is. I ended up flattening a bit of land off, rebuilding the land back out, and getting it to just be just about right. Actually, in the end, I don't think I actually raised it. Yeah, I flattened it back down and realised I can have it all flat here, put a tunnel. So that's what you see me doing, and that's where the growth line stops. So I put this in, and I'm trying. Okay, I need the line to come up, go into the tunnel, and then go to the station. So I'm like, this will look quite pretty actually if I get this right. So I do that, and I realise actually, but then now the turning circle's terrible because I want it to be at least that, because the more corners you have, the slower they go, and you need them to be quick so you get more money. So I'm just working out here. So I work out that's about right. So I take it off and I just do that, and it turns out to look quite nice actually. So I get that, and I need to put the turning round bit. So I start doing that. Yeah, everything stays pretty generic. This will happen quite a lot where it's just working out where everything goes, and yeah. I decided, okay, I've not used the bridge yet. I like tunnels because you can go limited speed, and with the bridge, it'll just look amazing. So this bit of it takes a little while. I basically just like trying to get it just to be just about right. So I ended up moving it maybe 3 times. So you got this bit here. When I'm just like, okay, I'll put it here, and then I'll have enough room. Because basically the reason I'm moving it is because I realised I don't have enough big enough turning circle. To be able to, because I don't want to have one bit because that'll slow them down massively. So I'm just trying to add a little bit until it actually connects properly. So I ended up moving it so it's just past that coal mine. So move to here, working out a bit more. End of the year, so I get the financial report. And even though I'm spending quite a lot, I'm not losing that much. So still losing a bit. Oh well. And it's me just trying to make it look pretty, because why not? So yeah, I'm just trying to move everything around, just work out the best way if everything looks pretty. End up making a mistake there and grazing the land too much, and so I'll lower it down, have it flying out, and do it again. So here's me, almost perfect. I'll move it back, and it's like I'm a bit annoyed how this looks actually, to be honest, because it's like a lot of area just there, I like the tracks to be like one way, going one way and coming one way, like quite close together. But in the end, I was like, I'll sod it. It'll be fine. So yeah, I'm just putting all signals in, making sure everything's correct, and go and do a normal trick, go and clone the train, so then it goes into the right group for the actual train groups. Just change one order, and first train goes off. I didn't catch it quite in time to skip the order, but so it goes to the power plant without anything. But oh well, and then the train stays there. So um, just simple bits here. I don't really think coal mine produces much, so I don't put many trains. And I'm looking at like realize the electric trains come out, and I'm like looking at the horsepower. It's like wow, 3,000 compared to one. I think currently 2,000 something. So I go okay, sod it. I'll remove a bit of fuel. I had to make a few mistakes here, so I ended up spending quite a lot of money on this. I really don't, okay, I'll have this, and it's like actually that looks really, really, really bad. So I go yeah, that's pretty much my thought process. What do I do here? So I try and flatten the whole thing out and make a massive mess of the landscape. Um, so I decided, fine, I'll go down a couple. Because look, I've somehow managed to pick one of the highest bits on the map because I've gone for a very flat map, so I have to spend much time focusing on everything. And then I was, oh poop, I can't build anything because the town hates me. Um, so I'm just here doing the tree trick. I don't know if it quite works anymore, but where you spam the trees out, it kind of raises a bit. So I then go spending all my money to make them like me. So I'll fund some new buildings for them. I then go fund put more trees down, fund their road product to help them expand a bit. And yeah, I then add more signals in to make sure I understand where the train's coming from and stuff. Um, Yep, just basically connecting the station up. So, as I said, everything in the end becomes quite generic and it's just the same old, same old. I might try and have a bit of fun later with a couple of things, but it's the same old, getting everything right. So yeah, more signals. I'll go around, add the turnaround. So there's actually a thing where destroying farmland actually costs like, or building on top of it costs a lot more than other places, so I tend to try and avoid that. But at this point, I'm making quite a bit of money, and the thing is, I don't think you've seen it yet. I can't. You might have been on screen, but it might have gone too quickly. This coal mine produces like 300 tons of coal per whatever. Like it's just a ridiculous amount compared to the other ones. As you know, it produces 250, but our first coal mine actually ended up at one point producing 300. That's where I got wrong. So I'm like adding this bit in, and I realised, okay, I could bring it back down to go back up again, but so I'll just bring it all the way out to here, and it'll just look so much better. So I'm putting it over there to it lines up properly, flattening everything out, making sure everything looks pretty. I have to say pretty quite a lot in this, but yeah. So I'm just making sure everything looks right. So I'm just end up putting all the bits into here and there, making it look pretty. So yeah, it's just at this point it's a bit more micromanagement, putting all trains in, making sure everything's correct. Um, yeah, it's just pretty much this, just putting trains in, making sure everything's um, you know set up properly. Me looking at the junction here again. It's a bit of a messy junction. At some point I might go back and put a proper one in, but for now it does its job. Um, Here's me thinking about changing how the train or that tunnel bit works again, just because it might need a bit of editing at some point. So yeah, just double checking everything, seeing what the next coal mine to put in is. I'll probably put that one you just saw to the right. Make sure there's enough trains because it's producing quite a lot of coal. I wanted to have a good rating. And I'm like, this train leaves instantly. So I'm going to go and borrowing a bit of money out because I've got no money borrowed anyway, so I can just borrow a lot out. So I go and borrow a bit out. I then repay it back again and realize that I want to do it again, so I go and borrow a bit more out and then try and pay it again. And at this point, I'm getting a lot of trains going around. So I like to have it so it's like you've always got at least one train waiting, because then you've always got all the coal being moved. There's never any coal waiting. At some point I might have to go down and add more. And I also might have to have a station at to that power plant at some point. So I've just forgotten how many coal trains trains you end up using. So that's all right. I then go look at the things, look at the profit being made, and go and question why is that not producing much, but that's just because I put it in. So yeah, just making sure everything running smoothly, and yeah, just nothing extra. I'm just basically checking how much it's producing, how much or how good the ratings are, checking if it. And at this point, I'm like, okay, I'll go and change my thing. So here's my question. So I've chosen my actual manager name, which is Gamer Inspired, and I've chosen the face and stuff. But if any of you can think of a company name, you can choose it, and I'll put it in. The best one gets put in. So yeah, at this point, I'm just like going, okay, let's go look at some of the graphs, fancy graphs. Yeah, just skip past that really quickly. Look at the infrastructure, got quite a lot of signals, 200 already. Probably have a lot more by the end. And then I go, okay, I'll look at the time, like it's an hour, almost an hour now. So I'll just I'll do a tiny bit more. So adding signals in, changing it around, making it so this bit you can have a choice when you come into this bit. So yeah, it's just making sure everything's just about right. Yep. So just making sure signals are in the right place, making sure trains can move properly because they're being slowed down for a reason. Put it so the trains can cross over so they get the best route. Look at the station again and realize, okay, sod it, I'll change to diesel. It gives me a lot more. They got something like, instead of like 2,000 horsepower, it's got 3,000, which means they can do hills better. They can go a lot faster. So it's like, sod it, I'll do that. Make sure all the trains are converted over. Make sure everything's working properly, and yeah, that's about it then. So that's it from me for now. Until the next session, that's it. Bye.